you thought that it was all over, it is not all over. If you could, Will, cue up that Fox 59 news. So this was about a week and a half ago. And y'all probably heard about this because you all are a bunch of informed individuals, but there's a lot of news flying around out there, so it would not surprise me that if some things fall under the radar. But if you were like our good sis Shirley out in Naptown, out in Indiana, I know Shirley knew about this, and the good people, all of our, who do we have any other people in Indiana besides Shirley? Rust Belt, announce yourself. I want to hear from you, because we're going to be in the Rust Belt for this story. We're going to be in Indiana and Ohio. So, Indiana lawmakers, after the Dobbs decision, I believe Indiana was one of the states that had trigger laws into effect. So, within hours, days, weeks of the Dobbs decision being rendered by the Supreme Court last June, an abortion ban went into effect in Indiana. And this abortion ban was challenged, I believe, via a lawsuit. And a lower court actually delayed the implementation of this abortion ban law. Okay, it's all coming back to me because we're in such a hodgepodge of the laws differing from state to state to state to state to state. Sometimes it's difficult for me to keep these things straight. And when I say sometimes, I mean all the time. But let's get caught up with the package. This is going to be from Fox 59 News. And again, we're just here to get the basics. You know, they didn't do like a great job on this package, but it's the package. So let's check out the package. This is from regarding the Indiana Supreme Court upholding the state's abortion ban. Let's take a look.
A state law restricting abortion will go into effect no later than 30 days from now after a ruling today by the state's highest court.
The justices lifted an injunction that delayed enforcement of the law and questions whether an ongoing court challenge can succeed. Fox 59's Steve Brown is in our newsroom to break down that decision.
Yeah, hi there, Leah. Nick. Indiana, as you remember, was the first state to restrict abortion after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade last year. The state's so-called near total ban makes abortion illegal except in cases of rape or incest before 10 weeks. It also allows abortions up to 20 weeks when the fetus has a fetal defect or when a woman faces a serious health risk or death. Until today, enforcement of that law was halted by a temporary restraining order. Parenthood and the other plaintiffs had argued that Section 1 of the Indiana Constitution recognizes the right of liberty and it extends to individual bodily autonomy. Marion County Judge Heather Welsh agreed and in September issued the restraining order. A challenge of that order landed the matter before the state's highest court. In today's ruling, the justices write Planned Parenthood's argument does not have a reasonable likelihood of success, because the High Court says liberty in the state constitution still permits the General Assembly to prohibit abortions except those necessary to protect a woman's life or health. In conclusion, the state Supreme Court lifted the injunction. ACLU Indiana's Kenneth Falk is disappointed with the ruling, but says it leaves open a challenge of the abortion law's narrow exceptions.
I believe that gives us an opportunity to demonstrate to the trial court that, in fact, there are many situations where there is a serious medical need for an abortion that would still not be allowed by the law. Thereby, the law would be unconstitutional.
We also have a reaction tonight from Attorney General Todd Rokita, a staunch pro-life advocate and lead attorney defending the abortion bill. In a statement, he says, "We celebrate this day, one long in coming, but morally justified. Thank you to all the warriors who have fought for this day that upholds life." There is another injunction still in place against the abortion bill, but that's viewed as applying to the small group of plaintiffs in that case. There was a partial dissenting opinion in today's ruling by the Indiana Supreme Court. It comes from Justice Christopher Gloff. He suggests the General Assembly let Hoosier voters decide in a referendum whether the state constitutional guarantee of liberty includes bodily autonomy. Steve Brown, Fox 59 News.
All right, Steve, thank you. You can read over the opinion for yourself. We've shared that full 66-page document online over at fox59.com.
When they talk about the narrow exceptions allowed in these abortion ban bills, a number of reproductive justice advocates have told us time and time again that the exception in cases of rape or incest, that's all bullshit, y'all. It is bullshit because law enforcement then has to get involved into an accusation of rape or incest. There has to be an investigation. Meanwhile, the fetus continues to gestate. And I'm sorry, a person who is a survivor of rape or incest is just supposed to sit around and wait for the police to conduct their investigation before they are legally permitted to end the pregnancy. Do you hear what kind of fucking madness this is? Like, this is absolute madness. Like, how is it like, I mean, I would say this is it might be on par with the three-fifths compromise, maybe not quite, but it's in the direction. You feel me? No, you broads don't get to decide the future of your life, the course of your own life. Or let's even say it was a pregnancy that you wanted, and the pregnancy is fraught with complications that have now endangered your health. What is the clarity on whether or not doctors in Indiana will be able to legally perform abortions? They say up to 20 weeks. Again, what are the kind of legal hoops that pregnant folks who are seeking abortion service are going to have to jump through in order to it's a madness. And again, I just think about the people and the women and the girls who are living in these states. Jesus, what's that like? If you live right now in Indiana, if you live right now in Kentucky, Tennessee, if you live right now in Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Texas, Arkansas, what's going on? Are you terrified? I'm terrified for you, and I'm quote unquote safe in Maryland. But don't let Pence get in the office. Don't let these other fucking right-wing extremists get any major federal powers. Their goal is to end abortion across the country. Make no fucking mistake about it. Which is why some of